So if you folks are ready for 2024, type 2024 in the chat. And if you're not, say that's me, and that's totally fine. The reason why you're coming to a training like this is so that we can get you ready for the new year, because you need about 5 very, very simple ingredients for you to hit the ground running in 2024. All right. So let me pull open my my chat, make sure I got everybody's info. Okay, cool. Okay. Tom's with me. Dylan's with me. Yes, yes. Dion, Manny. Okay, cool. Folks, this is what it comes down to. You hear me harp, you hear me quote Warren Buffett all the time. He is one of the savviest guys of the modern era, right? Like people are going to talk about him for hundreds of years. He's not only the most successful investor of the 21st century, but he's also an absolutely one of the wisest business people that I think exists. Here we go. So, and one thing that he says, or he's quoted as saying, right? A fool with a plan can beat a genius who doesn't have a plan, right? It goes back to what I said. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. For those of you that do journaling, we're going to do a podcast on journaling or a live on journaling, like one of the two or both. And then break it down, because journaling is the fastest way for you to create an actionable step-by-step way of breaking down not only what you want, but also how you're going to do it. And that's what we're going to talk about in just a second. So remember, folks, if you don't have a plan, you had best get one for the new year. Or if you just want to have an average year, if you want next year to be like this year, or maybe a little bit less, that's fine. That's totally fine. But I tell you what, your competition, i.e. the other agents that are calling these building owners and looking to help them, those folks might have a plan and they will beat you to the punch, right? So the most important thing to understand is you have to have a plan. You might as well give up, right? So next up. So in order to get your first client in 2024, how many of you guys would like to get your first client for 2024 before 2023 ends? Type "that's me" in the chat if that's you. If you want to be able to have more people, right, in your pipeline before the year even ends, that's what we're talking about, folks. We're talking about. I'm very proactive in the sense that I like to do things before they become an issue. I like to get out there and start doing things before January 1st. I like to get up earlier in the morning just because I know everybody else has to catch up with me. I like to start prospecting for 2024 in 2023. Okay. So who's with me on that? Who does that make sense to? Like, if you want to beat your competition, you got to stay ahead of the competition. Okay. So Linda's with me. Susan's with me. Dion's with me. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. So folks, as I mentioned, there are just a small handful of very important things you have to have. 4 very, very important elements you have to have. And it all starts with who to reach out to. Now, first of all, you have to know what you're trying to do. You have to begin with the end in mind. So you have to know where to go to find prospects numero uno, because in order to find out who to reach out to, it's like if you're looking for sea bass, you're not going to find them in a mud puddle, right? Why? Because that's just not where they are. So you first have to know that you want to go for sea bass, okay? You got to know how to catch them, so what to say, all right? More importantly, you have to know to start with where to go to find prospects. If you are digging in the wrong place, guess what, folks? You can dig and dig and dig all day long, and you're never going to be able to reach out to the prospects. So guys, type sea bass in there if you want to learn how to catch sea bass. Who here wants to catch big fish? Because that's what we're talking about. We want to get you guys hip to the fact that there are big fish out there, some of them under your nose, and we're going to get into that in a second, right? But the point is, you cannot go fishing for sea bass in a mud puddle. It's just not going to work. They're never going to be there. And what I find, because I have well over 1,000 conversations a year with agents just like you guys, and what it comes down to is a lot of things come to, they're pushing on the pull door. Like they're doing that thing that is like logical. It kind of makes sense. Maybe someone else told them to do it. It makes, logical sense, but it's not the thing that's going to move the needle. It's not the thing that's going to be able to help them with their business. All right. So the most important thing to understand is you have to be, number one, reaching out to the right people. And the only way you reach out to the right people is to go where the right people are. Making a sense? Okay. So, and then finally, once you go to the right mud puddle, you know what to say, okay? You know who you're reaching out to and for what reason. Then you have to know how to convert them. You have to know how do you move your rod to get that sea bass to bite on the bait, right? What to say is kind of like the bait. Fishing is a lot like brokerage in the sense that, you have to know what you're looking for. You have to have a certain rod, a certain reel, a certain bait. And then also there's definitely an art and a science to it. You don't just drop your line in the water and then fish just jump on it. You have to know kind of how to move it. You know, have to reel it in. Do the certain fish like the bottom? Do they like the middle? Do they like the top? Do they like to troll? So on and so forth, right? Very, very important. So along the way, folks, you need these 4 critical elements: what to reach out to, or who to reach out to, what to say, where to go, and then how to convert them. Now, folks, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, that sounds really cool, but I got a lot of stuff happening. I just had Thanksgiving last week, and then I got like this company party coming up, and I'm going to see my relatives in Wisconsin, and That's cool. There's going to be a lot of folks out there that have every excuse possible to delay delay getting a head start on 2024. And that's fine, right? I don't teach average agents. The average agent makes these kinds of excuses. Like this picture of Drake here, right? He's like, make a decision. No. I'm going to wait till next year. We get that all the time when we talk to people on the phone. Oh, I'm going to wait till next year. And then I'm going to make a decision in terms of like, what's going to make my business better. And then I'll either like join a program, I'll do this, I'll learn more. No, the people that are going to hit the ground running in 2024, they're the ones that make a decision earlier than later. Maybe I just need to go. Is that a little bit better, Dina? Give me a thumbs up on that one. People are saying that they want me to turn my volume up. Okay, so the most important thing to understand, folks, right? Very, very important to understand is you have to make a decision, create a plan, and get after it. Because if not, your competition today is preparing, right? So it's very, very important because procrastinators, those are the ones that get all the leftovers, And if you want the good stuff, it's just like Black Friday sales, right? You see all those people like pushing and clawing at Walmart at like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Those are the people getting the deals. The ones that come at 10 a.m., it's already sold out, all right? Very important to understand. So, folks, who here wants to take the bull by the horns in 2024? And there's a right way and a wrong way to do it, okay, folks? This is the wrong way to take the bull by the horns. A lot of people say they want to take the bull by the horns, right? They say, I want to grow my business. They say, I want to become a successful commercial agent. They say, I want to learn how to take commercial listings. But reality of it is they're going about it the wrong way. This guy, he might have told his friends when he got home, he took the bull by the horns, but that's not exactly the whole story, right? There is absolutely a right way to take the bull by the horns. That's like this gladiator looking dude, right? This is how you take the bull by the horns. You take that bad boy and you wrestle him to the ground with what is needed, the amount of force needed, right? So the point is, so many people have the right idea, but the execution is not the right way of going about it. Does that make sense, folks? Type a 1 in the chat if you're with me, right? So many people do not execute the right plan. They're pushing on the pull door. The only way for you to get results as quickly as possible is to either magically figure it out. And if you guys are here, maybe you haven't magically figured it out yet, or you copy what somebody else has done that makes it work. Wouldn't it be so much easier in 2024 if you went to the right place to catch sea bass, and maybe you brought the right rod and the right reel? Okay, you with me, folks? And then that you learn all the tricks of like how to jiggle your, I'm not a fisherman, obviously, by the way I'm speaking, but like how to reel the fish in, right? Or maybe you can get a little bit of help reeling the fish in, right? Would that make a little bit more sense if you're trying to catch sea bass and you've never done it before, or maybe I've only done it once or twice and it was on accident? Does that make sense, folks? All right, that's what we're talking about. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And we want to thank you for coming week after week after week, guys. We wanted to give you, a little bit of a reward and say thank you for being here. Thank you for coming all week. This is the time to be thankful for everybody that shows up every week. So see you guys. Good to see you. Bye.